Hello, my friends. Happy Tuesday. Hope you are all doing well. I'm just going to make sure that I pop up on the other side of my screen. I know that there's a delay in seeing comments, but I want to get them up and on my screen. And yes, I am good to go. Happy Tuesday, my friends. Today is Tuesday, June 24th. 2025. Welcome back to another episode of Teach It Tuesday with Tammy and Jenny. For those of you that might be new to my page and don't know who I am, my name is Tammy Civello, and welcome to Cards by TLC. It is Kits Week on Teach It Tuesday this week. Once a month, Jenny and I like to pick out a kit and share what comes in the kit, how easy the step-by-step instructions are, and offer you an alternate project. Hello, my partner. How are you this morning? Hope you're doing well. And we offer an alternate project, but full disclosure, when I picked this kit, I did not pay attention that it was a past paper pumpkin kit. I just felt that my first choice was not available, and I fell in love with the inks and the blends and all the combined colors, and I didn't realize that it was a past paper pumpkin kit. I was so excited that it was available because typically you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber to get past kit refills. They just happen to have extras of this specific kit. I did confirm with home office, so I just wanted to make sure that I was still okay to use it. So it is still available as of June 24th, 2025, if you're watching the replay on my YouTube channel. So please be sure, if you like what I create, snag it. Snag it now while supplies last, because once they're gone, they're gone. So if you type in Inked Occasions in the description box or item number 166252, you should be able to add this to your cart today. So if you like what I create, I'm going to create the three designs that they provided for us, and then I'm also going to provide an alternate card for you that you can basically use all these panels as a back panel, so you can triple your card content or double your card content. So let's kind of go over really quick what comes in the kit. It comes in this gorgeous box. First of all, I'm not getting rid of this box. Normally, our paper pumpkins are our nice bright orange colors, but this I am keeping to hold cards or hold past paper pumpkin stamp sets that come in the kit, the ink spots, whatever. This is going up in my craft room because it's so pretty. Look how pretty this is. This reminds me a couple of years ago. So Patty Bennett and I got together and crafted, and we took vellum pieces of paper, and we took our ink blends, which are alcohol-based markers, and then we spritzed alcohol on it, and it expanded into these beautiful background colors. So we created a couple of years ago, many cards with these backgrounds. So I'm going to look for that in my blog post and try to link that in my blog post for tomorrow, so you can kind of see where we kind of came up with that idea too. So let's go over the kits. The kit comes with the full instructions, step-by-step instructions, how easy, what they suggest. It comes with a set of photopolymer stamps, sentiments, and these are the sentiments that it comes with. It comes with an ink spot, which is in Berry Burst. And it also comes with 9 card bases and matching envelopes. Look how gorgeous these are. So I don't have to worry about designing my envelopes. They're already pre-done for me. It comes with 9 card bases, 3 different patterns, a section of ephemera pieces, and be careful because these are very detailed ephemera pieces. In fact, they're kind of sticking together really quick. Let me get them unhooked. They're very delicate. We're going to be creating one of the designs today, but we're also going to be dissecting and doing surgery on some of the pieces. And then we have some gold ephemera pieces, a gold hugs sentiment, the outline images that you can stamp your sentiments on, and they pop right out. That'll go on the projects, and a package of mini Stampin' Dimensionals. So that is what's going in your kit today. And then we're going to go ahead. I know the box is so beautiful. I know. Sometimes I just buy the kit just so I can have the box. I know that's kind of crazy, but these are our 3 basic designs that Stampin' Up! Has provided us. This is a great starter if you're a busy stamper and just want to get some cards out really quickly. If you're a beginner stamper, this is fantastic for beginning stamper. If you're crafting on the go, these are all of our kits are all-inclusive kits, and they are perfect for the on-the-go projects. So let's go ahead and start with this card right here, and we are going to be using, it looks like the one with the frame. Look how gorgeous this is. And so here is our frame card. It's a nice sturdy card base with the basic white on the inside. So this is our card base, and then it requires this background piece right here that we're going to be putting right on top of that. And then we're going to come in and stamp our sentiments. Let me go ahead and stamp our sentiments that we're going to be needing today. So let's go ahead and pull out our white pieces. And you can see where it has the outline thinking of you or congratulations. And then our straight spots for the smaller sentiments. So I'm going to start off with my thinking of you. And that's this one right here. And I am not going to open up my ink spot. I'm going to go ahead and save that. I like to save these for when I'm crafting on the go. They're easier to carry. So I'm going to bring in my full ink pad of Berry Burst. And I'm going to try to line this up because it's hard to do through the camera. I think I'm going to get it right about there. Perfect. There's my thinking of you. And let's go ahead and do my congratulations. And we're gonna, I think there's a congratulations right there. Again, I apologize if my head is in the camera. I am trying to line that up. Thank goodness for photopolymer, right? There we go. 2 for 2. Better not get too cocky because I might mess this up. And then you are amazing. Is going to go on these straight strips right here. Go. And then I'm here for you is going to go on the other. Oh, let's not do it. Well, I guess if I did it upside down, it would be okay, but there we go. I did it. Woohoo! If my poor eyes can do this, so can you. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. And then we have our cute little butterflies that are going to go on the background of that. So let's go ahead and bring our card base back in. And then we're going to lay this down. Look how easy this is. It makes it, look how pretty. Look how stunning that is. Now you do have to be careful when you do take these pieces out. They're very, very intricate. So you could possibly tear one of these branches off. So it's important that you just kind of take your time with that. But I'm going to come in And I'm going to add some glue to the bottom. And at least I think I'm going to add some glue to the bottom. Come on, Cloggy. There we go. And then I'm going to come in with a mini glue dot and put one in the center of this little flower to make that pop up. And then I'm going to come in with not glue dot, but a mini dimensional. And I'm going to come in with this leaf right here. That way those pop up. And you could potentially pop up this entire bottom panel, but I'm just going to glue that down. Come on. Did I add two? No. There we go. Then I'm just going to glue this down and keep the flowers popped up, but I'm going to line that up with the frame of my card. And then I'm just going to kind of lay that down. I'm going to leave these popped up. And so it kind of gives it almost like a 3D look. And then I'm going to come in with my cute little butterflies and my ink. Stamp my butterflies in the background. I didn't know that this one have butterflies too. The one that I really wanted was the one that did have the butterflies in the annual catalog, but it's not available at this time. So I came in and I was so thankful that this was available that I just didn't even pay attention to that it was a past paper pumpkin. So bonus you guys are getting. And then our thinking of you. And those get popped up on Stampin' Dimensionals. Very rarely use mini Stampin' Dimensionals, but they are fantastic for smaller images. Okay, and here's another tip. If you have your take your pick tool and it's hard to pull the release on that, I always like to just poke that through and pull that right up. Okay. And there is our first project. Look how easy this is. Okay, we're going to move along to our second one. That it looks like it has this background for it. Nope, just kidding. This one that we're going to be doing our alternate project with today. Look how gorgeous this is. I'm going to do this side that has more of the either side, whichever side you would like to use. I think it's pretty much the same. Yeah, look, it's pretty much the same. Okay, now we need our congratulations. And you're amazing. And then this time we're going to be using this gold little element. That's just going to go, I mean, these are just very simple cards. This is a fantastic beginner class. Or like you said, if you're crafting on the go. I'm going to go ahead and not pop this one up. I'm just going to glue this one directly to the card base. And that's just going to go at an angle, just like so. And then I'm going to come in with my Stampin' Dimensionals for my sentiments. And that is going to go on there. I think I could just pull these release tapes off. These come off really nicely. And that is just going to go right there on the center. Or kind of the bottom. Kind of want to cover up that circle though. I think that's what they did on the project. And just have the gold leaves coming out. Okay. And then you are amazing. Now I'm just doing these as they are shown. You can add other elements to it. You can add the brush brass butterflies. I had to say that very slowly. Or you can stamp your butterflies like they're doing here. But I just want to kind of show you, if you are a beginner stamper and not quite know where to begin, our kits are fantastic for that. And I think that's why Jenny and I decided to bring in the kits once a month so we can share how easy the kits are, share some alternate project ideas so you can kind of get more bang for your buck. So there is card number 2. Card number 3 has these beautiful elements on it. And this time we are going to bring in our hugs, sentiments, and I'm here for you. These just pop right out. And that's just going to go right on top like that. So we are going to, I think I'm going to go ahead and add dimensionals for that because that's what they asked for. Okay. Had not pulled the release off of that. That's going to go right there in the center. This one is going to go one on the edge there, one on the edge there, and that's going to go right over the top of that. So that pops up. Since this is already kind of popped up, I always like to go where it's not, add my dimensionals where it's not popped up to raise up your sentiments. And there we go. And let's stamp our butterflies again. And couldn't remember where I put my ink pad. And then we are going to work on our alternate project. Go. Cute little baby butterflies. Kind of goofed up on that one. That one should have had that up there, but we'll just do the 2 down there. Okay. On just 1 second. Look how gorgeous these 3 cards are. These are our main cards that we did. So these are the 3 that are in the kit. Very simple, very quick and easy. It'd probably take you about maybe 5-10 minutes to do the whole kit once everything is laid out. What I like to do with kits, either a paper pumpkin or our regular kits, I like to lay out all of the elements, pull everything out, pop them out of their original packaging, lay it all out, and do kind of like an assembly line. So that just makes things a lot easier for that. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let me go ahead and get this out of your way. Let's take a look at our alternate project. I'm keeping it still simple, but bringing in the elements of a postage stamp. I'm using the hugs and the flower design. And what I did was I cut off the end piece right here for that card. So let's go ahead and dive in. Let's kind of take a look. I pulled in, this is a great way to cut up your panels. And since there are 9 panels or 9 cards, you get 18 panels if you cut this down to 4 by 5 1/4 for our background pieces. So you could potentially get 18 cards with this kit. You would have to dissect just different elements of this background to get the full 18. Unfortunately, you would not have 18 of these or the 18 of the hugs, but you can certainly stamp the sentiments or pull out other dies that you might have and die cut those words. You can die cut them, like if the large hugs die cut, you can die cut it on the foam adhesive sheet and just have a puffier image. And so you have so many options, but I thought it would be fun to pull out all the colors that were in the background of these card bases. And we can kind of pick a background. I did the first one. I did the sample in Highland Heather. However, we have many other options. I thought it would be kind of fun to pick a color that's not Highland Heather. Maybe Summer Splash, Coastal Cabana. Is it Coastal Cabana? Yes, Coastal Cabana. I have a Melon Mambo, Pretty in Pink, New Summer Splash, Timid Tiger, Berry Burst. So I think it would be kind of fun to do a Coastal Cabana one. What do you think? I'm kind of digging, because I'm going to be using this, I'm kind of digging the Coastal Cabana. I think I want to pull in a color that's not quite so prominent. Yeah, I think I'm going to do Coastal Cabana. That's going to be really pretty. And we can do a couple if you want. We can do a Coastal Cabana and we can do another color. So I'm going to cut this at 4 1/4. That's literally right in half. And we're going to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4. So 4, we'll do a couple of them. 4, 5 1/4. And since we need to bring in the blue, I'm going to cut off this one at 5 1/4. Gorgeous Grape goes really well too. Maybe we'll do a Gorgeous Grape one, Jenny, on the second one. So let me grab a Gorgeous Grape back card base. So we will do one Coastal Cabana and one Gorgeous Grape. Since you were here in the chat, you get to pick the secondary one. So you can do a standard card base at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. I always like to do top folding card bases, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then I have a couple of basic white insert pieces for the inside panel piece. You can die cut them with the perennial postage dies to do the inside panel as well. But I'm going to start off with our perennial postage. Let's take a look here. And then here is our gorgeous grape. Yeah, those are absolutely stunning. Good choices. And then I have some extra shapes here. I have the perennial postage dies that we can put on, but I also have some circles. I think we can use this circle or that circle or the rounded square. Let's just kind of play. So first and foremost, I want to bring in my bone folder and really crease those score lines so it lays flat. And I'm going to come in with my 4 by 5 1/4 panel. But see what I'm saying? You can make 18 potential card bases or cards with just cutting the card bases down to 4 by 5 1/4. And it doesn't matter if it goes vertical or horizontal. Either way, it would be fantastic. And then I have some of these flowers. I think I'll save that one for the gorgeous grape. So I'm going to come in with my trim. And I'm actually not going to use that one on this one because I don't have any blues here. But, what if, don't know if this is going to work, but what if I ink blend and add a little bit of blue to that? Let me grab my ink blending brush really quick. Sorry guys, I just want to grab my brushes. I just had them this weekend. And I know my blue is in here. Okay. Grab my Coastal Cabana ink. Get a scrap. Did I bury my scraps? Let's see. I have so much on my pages over here. Okay, I have a piece of scrap right here. Let's just see what this looks like. Kind of want to add a little bit of Coastal Cabana to this. So what if not quite the look I'm going for on that. It's not picking up, unfortunately. So what if I pull Summer Splash? It's just a little bit darker. Just want to see if it'll, I don't think it's gonna work, but yeah. Okay, well, what we're gonna do then is we're just going to add some color to the center of this and just kind of not make it so starky. So we're just gonna make that pop of color right there, just like that. And I'm gonna keep Summer Splash out. I need to wipe off my stamp. Okay. And then stamp I'm Here For You on that. Just right here on the bottom. I'm here for you. And then we will pull this on top, and that's on top. Oh, maybe we'll pull this behind here. Like my creativity. Yes. There we go. There is that one. So I think I got that down. Oh, the back side of the floral die. Good call, Jenny. Thank you. Let me put this down really quick. Duh. Thanks, Jenny. There is that. Just gonna get some more color on that. This is why I love crafting live, because I never would have thought of turning it over where it was white. Thanks, sweetie. Hi, how are you? Hello, my dear sister from another mister. My friend Amy here in the chat actually introduced me to card making. So we have been card making for over 22 years. So she introduced me, and I am very, very, very grateful for her. Okay. There we go. That's kind of fun. So I think we'll glue that down. That's still pretty, but I wanted to pull in the coastal colors. And we'll put that in the center. Just like so. And then instead of popping up, maybe, yeah, I think I still will go ahead and pop that up with Stampin' Dimensionals, which I seem to have lost. They're over here. You are caffeinated and functional. That's pretty much how I am today. I'm caffeinated and functional. Okay. Then we have this. And then I'm going to bring in the brushed brass butterflies and add them to my card to bring in that gold. These are perfect for that. And then I'm going to wait on putting my inside panel piece, because I think I'm going to die cut the largest perennial postage die for the inside of this. So there is alternate number 1. Let's go ahead and bring in our gorgeous grape, and I think we're going to do a circle this time on alternate number 2. And this time I'm gonna rotate it. Now, typically you would, if you rotate the horizontal card, I would typically do 5.5 by 8.5, but I typically don't have like side folding cards like this. So I think I'm going to do that, but we're gonna turn it horizontal, and this time we're gonna bring in, I think, a circle this time around. And then of course I'm going to cut out those flowers, and I'm just going to do a little bit of surgery right here, right where it's wanting to break. And then that way I could still use this bottom half. But look how gorgeous that looks on a circle die. And I think I'm going to do another congratulations, or yeah, I think I'm going to do another congratulations. So let me bring that back in, and let me grab my gorgeous grape. I think I'm going to do Thinking of You. I think I want to do that one instead. Changing my mind. Sorry, folks. I'm going to do Thinking of You. And I really need to re-ink my gorgeous grape. It almost looks like Highland Heather. But this way, I don't have to really add anything else but those butterflies. And I'm so glad that they had extras of these kits. Like I said, typically you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber to get the additional kits, but they had extras, and I did confirm with Home Office that that was correct, that these are available in my online store. So grab them now while you can. Yes. Jenny, you and I have the same brain, 100%. Aren't they so pretty, Amy? I absolutely love this. I love the background technique, the ink blending technique in the background. Like I said, this is fantastic. We did vellum paper. We used our ink markers, our Stampin' Blend markers, which are alcohol based. And then we took alcohol and spritzed it and let it just kind of expand. You definitely don't want to do it in a small area. You definitely either want to do this outside because of the alcohol, or near an open window so you have fresh air, because you definitely need breaks for if you're spraying alcohol down. So there is our Thinking of You. Let me grab some butterflies, and we will have done our alternates. And again, I'm keeping it very simple with just stamps, inks, and paper and the kits. And let me get our 3 projects that we created with our kits. So we have our 3 cards that we created with the kit. And then we have our 2 alternate projects that we have. Make sure these are all in frame here. And like I said, if you do my alternate projects, you can get 18 cards instead of 9. But if you want to follow the kit as is, these 3 first projects are how they are done. I'm so glad that you loved it. I know I have so much around the perimeter. It's so crazy, but that will do it for me, my friends. Now, please be sure to head over to Jenny's live today at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at Stampin' with Jen. That's 2 N's in Stampin' and 2 N's in Jen. And she's going to be doing the June scrapbooking kit. So not only the scrapbooking kit, but showing you alternate cards and scrapbooking tips. So please be sure to join her today on her Facebook page at 5 p.m. Pacific time. It is at 5 p.m. today just for this week. So typically she's 4 o'clock, but I hope that you can join her. And then I would love for you to head over to my YouTube channel this Thursday, where I will continue on with another sketch and continuing my template Thursdays with Tammy. Those are pre-recorded, so I just have those uploaded. You can watch it anytime. And then Sunday, join me live at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on my YouTube channel. And I'm going to be playing with some fun projects there. So I hope you can join me, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all next time for more creative fun. Bye, everyone.